This yesterday we had a big Shavuot. How do you say, seminar in a hotel. I was one of the speakers. There was other. My wife spoke, and I met some interesting people there. And one person told me a story. This fellow happens to be. He said he's a professor in philosophy. American. It's an American. In fact, he comes from the same city I do, from Detroit. And anyway, so he told me, he said he's not Chabad. He loves Chabad. He learns the writings of the Rebbe's, a religious Jew. And he said, but he had a big miracle from the Rebbe. A big, amazing, this is an amazing story. He had a big miracle from the Rebbe. What was it? He said, this happened 35 years ago, 35, 40 years ago. That his daughter, I guess his daughter at that time must have been 12, something like that. Anyway, so one day she woke up and she had a tremendous pain in her leg and she couldn't walk. So they figured, maybe she just sprained a knee or ankle or something like that. But it didn't go away. So they went to a doctor and they made x-rays. And the doctor said that she had a growth on her leg. And that they had to remove the growth, and that the growth, I guess it was a benign tumor. I think it was benign. I think it was. And they didn't know at the time what it was. So that in any case, this growth, it grew and it broke her bone. It broke the bone of her leg, I guess near the ankle, near the bottom of the leg. And they would have to operate, remove the growth. And then they said they could take some bone from her hip and they would make a replacement. But first of all, they had to see if the growth was benign or if it was what it was. So he came home. He was very worried, tremendously worried. Is of course, operation. They don't know also if the what the growth is. They didn't do anything. So he said, so I guess they set the time for the operation, whatever was supposed to be. The operation was supposed to be in a month or whatever. And meanwhile, he had to give a lecture or something in America. So he went to America. He lives in Israel. He's an American, but he lived in Israel. So he went to America and in New York, and happened to be told his friend. He had a friend about what was going on, and his friend said, "Listen, you immediately have to go to Lubavitcher Rebbe." His friend is also not Chabad. You immediately have to go to Lubavitcher Rebbe and tell him. So okay, I didn't know that was an option. So they went. Like this was just dollars. The Rebbe would give out dollars every Sunday. So we went by the Rebbe. The Rebbe he told the Rebbe his problem. My daughter has this growth that broke her leg. They want to do an operation. The Rebbe thought for a minute. There's a line like 5,000 people, 10,000 people waiting to get. The Rebbe would give $1 to everybody and say blessing and success. Bracha v'atzlacha. So the Rebbe thought for a minute, and the Rebbe said to him, he said, "You'll have good news and healthy news." That's what the Rebbe said. The Rebbe said it to him in English. You'll have good news and healthy news. And he gave him $3, $1 for him, $1 for his wife, $1 for his daughter, and he moved on. He didn't ask the Rebbe anymore, didn't ask the Rebbe for any explanations. I mean, it was very amazing. The Rebbe took so much time to talk to him because everybody had 2 seconds by the Rebbe. They would pass by the Rebbe and say, bracha v'atzlacha, give $1 to each person, bracha. So he didn't ask anymore. So he was very, surprised. I'm sorry. The Rebbe said, don't make the operation. That's what he said. No need to operate. You'll have good news and you'll have healthy news. So we went back home. No, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. The Rebbe did not say don't make the operation. The Rebbe said you'll have good news and you'll have happy news. That's what the Rebbe said. Good news and happy news. He went back to Israel and he told a friend of his, another person, that what happened with the Rebbe, amazing. And suddenly this friend said, one second, there's an expert doctor that he is a doctor in oncology, cancer for children. Go and see him. So he went to this other doctor, expert, world expert, is in Israel. And the doctor said, I want to see the x-rays. So he brought him all the x-rays. And the doctor said, don't make an operation. Don't operate. He said, well, what should we do? The doctor said, we'll see. We'll see. Don't operate. Okay, so he didn't operate. He didn't operate. And once a week, he would come back to this doctor with the new x-rays that they would make. And little by little, they saw that the growth got smaller and smaller, and the leg healed. And after a year, she was normal. And he said that the growth is still there. It's still there on her leg. But she walks around, does everything normal like everybody else does. So suddenly he realized what the Rebbe said, you'll have good news. The good news is not, you don't have to make the operation. And you'll have healthy news that gradually she got better and she was healthy. Man told me the story. It's an amazing, amazing miracle from the Rebbe. It took the Rebbe 2 seconds. He had no idea who this girl was, never saw her before, never saw the man before, never anything. And the Rebbe knew exactly what was it he gave. Good story.